Good morning from the fortune tent. Time to get up and start moving. Been up for a minute, nursing the blister on my foot, which has got quite a bit of dirt on it, probably from inside the sleeping bag. Had to clean it up, put some sanitizer on it. I normally put triple cream antibiotic on or triple antibiotic cream on it. I do not have any with me. Novice mistake. I always have that in bandages with me. Oh well. Hopefully I'll come across a hiker day that has some and a Band-Aid. If not, I'll be in Franklin in 2 days and get it taken care of then. Don't want it to get infected, so I have to keep it clean and so forth. I got an infected foot in Lake Tahoe one time, and that was not fun. I was on my PCT hike. But I slept really good last night. Heard the coyotes screaming at midnight and some other weird animal, which I had no idea what that sound was, passing through, making some noises. It was such a weird sound. I'm just like, went back to sleep. The wind is kicked up, though. I'm hoping that's not an issue today up at higher elevations. And I'm really hoping the ice and snow has melted off for the most part of North Carolina like it has in Georgia, because I'm going to be up over 5,000 today for a couple different areas. So hopefully that'll be the case. But I'll be passing over North Carolina here in a few miles. I'm still half asleep. Don't judge me. All right, I'm getting out of here, taking my tent down, getting on the trail. Let's do this. And I'm finally off. Since that last clip, it's been an eventful morning. Oh my goodness. So I cleaned out my blister again. Got some sanitizer on there again. I would much rather have the triple antibiotic cream, but this will make do until I can get some in Franklin. Some bandages. Oh my goodness. What a morning. So, ate my Pop-Tart cinnamon brown sugar. No coffee this morning. Didn't have enough water for that. I had about 3/4 of a liter, and I ended up using almost half a liter when I make coffee. So I wanted to conserve that water and stay hydrated. Caffeine obviously dehydrates you a little bit. And that was the campsite that I just walked out of, back on trail now. But, oh my goodness. I was eating a Pop-Tart and part of it fell on the ground, which is normal. The crumb falls on the ground and I pick it up and I eat it. I don't think I picked up the Pop-Tart though. Because it tasted different. And the Pop-Tart crumb was still on the ground. Oh my goodness. So I have all these thoughts running through my head. Did I pick up a piece of dry poop? Or was it just dirt? Or was it a bug of some sort? I don't know. Oh my goodness. So gross, I know. I hope you're not eating breakfast while you're hearing that story. But then I'm getting everything torn down. And I start having, if you don't know this about me, I either sneeze once or I sneeze like 15 times. If it goes past the first one, I know I'm in trouble. It's just going to be, ahoo, ahoo. Well, it was a 15er. As I was taking my tent down, I had just gotten all the stakes pulled up and started on this sneezing fit. So I obviously stopped and was trying to finish that up and blow my nose and all that stuff that you do with a sneezing fit. And a gust of wind comes, blows my tent because it's not staked. And now it's just like, you know, a parachute or something. It just catches the wind, or the wind catches it, whatever the right way to say that is. And it starts rolling end over end right towards the edge of the cliff, the drop off on the ridge. I go running after it. Achoo, achoo, achoo. Caught it right at the nick of time. I'm like, wouldn't that be just a horrible horrible thing to have my tent blow off a mountain for the next 40 miles. Or not for the next 40 miles, but 40 miles till I get to another town where I can replace it. But I caught the tent, all is safe. Had my business meeting. Yay. I think I'm good to go now. There was something else, but I can't remember what it is because those two stories were definitely the topper of the morning. All right, I'm climbing, getting close to the state line, crossing over into North Carolina. It's going to be an epic day. Last night I had a signal in my tent and I was able to look at some of the comments from the first couple days on YouTube, on the channel, from the daily videos. And for the most part, people are supportive and following, and that's what this channel is all about, is motivating and inspiring people to get out and live life and get out into nature, climb the mountains, see the beauty of this world, distress from society, all the things that prolong our lives and make us healthier and helps us reach our soul and the spiritual side of us, just being one with nature. That's what this channel is about. So all the negative Nancy's, which are few and far between, but that want to come on here and leave comments that really attain to nothing, I'm going to make something clear right now. There was a couple people saying, why are you doing this again? This is boring. You and your is in the bag. That's so boring. Blah, blah, blah. In different ways being said. First off, I'm glad you felt the need to declare that in a comment. Oh yeah, and then to let me know, we won't be following this channel this year. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I guarantee I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. This channel is there for those who want to follow and those who want to live vicariously and feel like they're on the trail with the views and everything that I'm showing. But more importantly, to inspire and bring hope to people. So if that's not doing that for you, by all means, go to a different channel. Find someone that is your cup of tea. It's simple as that. It doesn't make me lose sleep at all. But also, you know, people are saying, why are you doing this trail again? Blah, blah, blah. Let me know, or I forget how some of them say, but when you're doing something new. So that's what I really wanted to clarify here. For those who have not seen the announcement video for 2025, go watch it. I detail exactly what I'm doing this year. Appalachian Trail is one part of it, one of three. There's two other trails which are brand new. One is a brand new trail that I created that goes through the 40 highest mountains in the East, and a Thru-Hike that attaches all of those. Very rugged, a lot of bushwhacking and so forth. And the other one is the Blue Mountain Trail out in Oregon, which has only been around a couple years. And I've been formally invited to come out there and be one of the first to Thru-Hike it, and to document that for all of you and all the viewers out there that want to see what the Blue Mountain Trail is like. So you can put that on your list of places to hike and Thru-Hike, as it's a more primitive type of geographic area, not as many tourists and such. Whatever. It's not as busy on the trails and so forth. So looking forward to both of those. This is 1/3 of it. Yes, I've done it twice. I'm doing it again to help show some recon after the storm. I know a lot of people have kind of fear of coming out on the AT right now. So instead of just reading documents and reading articles and reading letters and reading posts on Facebook and social media, I wanted to show you exactly what it looks like firsthand, so you can make your own decision on whether it's something you want to come out and tackle this year or in the future. So, in a nutshell, this is 1/3 of what I'm doing. The other 2 are brand new. I was supposed to do the CDT this year. I decided to hold off on that. And that'll be going for my Triple Crown. I don't like necessarily doing the same thing over and over, but I am residing in the East now, very close to the AT, and very much my heart goes out to those devastated by Helene. So I wanted to help in the way that I know best, which is hiking and showing y'all what the trail looks like and that it's here waiting for you to come and walk in all of its splendor. So the negative people out there, thank you for watching my videos. If you choose to keep watching my videos, you are welcome to do so. If you choose to go to another channel and find someone more your cup of tea, you're welcome to do that as well. Thank you. Have a great day. And I forgot to mention, since a couple people made a remark about my in the bag comments that I do on top of summits. First off, let's get it right. It's is in the bag, not in the bag, is in the bag. But the other thing about that is I don't care if that bores you, annoys you, if that ticks you off. I really could care less. That is my thing for me. And again, I record this channel so people can see what it would be like if they were out here with me. And that's what I do. When I'm on a summit, I celebrate the fact that it's been conquered, because this is all symbolic of my life and the mountains that we climb over and that we cross. So I declare it out loud in celebration, almost like an amen in church, that mountain is in the bag. It has been completed. It is finished. I could care less if it annoys you or if you like it or not. I know most of you have actually caught onto it yourself and are doing it yourself, because I get the videos and messages and emails from you all the time that you're out there doing the same thing, and that makes me happy. But for those who don't like it, I hope you can suffer through it. And if not, again, go find someone your cup of tea, because that's never going to go away. That's my thing, not my catchphrase, not something to make me popular, nothing at all about any of that. It is simply my way of verbally saying out loud, that mountain is conquered. That, my friends, is the mountains of North Carolina. Through the trees, looking beautiful. Over on this side, we have more on the Georgia side, but these are all hazy for some reason. So you just see haze in between the trees. Getting real close to the state line. There's some ice going up this spot that Doesn't get a lot of sunshine, but you can hear it melting pretty good. It's a water source here. Usually where there's water, there's ice. Aren't I smart? I hope there's not more of it later on. I'm sure there's going to be, because, oh, it's a loose rock. Walking around this ice here. Nice little formation up here of some ice. Looks cool. Sure, I'm gonna run into it today, but at least it's all melting and thawing out for now. Walking up and now standing on the summit of A.S. Knob, the last summit of Georgia on the AT. Next is North Carolina. You can see the beautiful mountains in between the trees, but that's it, as it is socked in. But at least there's no leaves on the trees, so you can see the beauty. At least I can. I don't know if it comes through on the screen or not, but A.S. Knob is in the bag. You don't have too many days like today. Nice and sunny. It's supposed to be about 70 today. Right now it feels like probably 50, 55 up high. But it's hard to tell because there's a northerly, maybe northerly wind. All I know is it's a cooler wind that is almost cold when it's blowing, or cool. A little too chilly, I'll put it that way. A lot of words there. Sometimes a little too chilly when it's blowing, but that's because I'm sweating. Definitely cooler with that wind blowing. So far it's not as warm as it was yesterday. I'm sure it will be, or at least feel like it because of that breeze. But it is still in the morning, so it has not got to the warm part of the day. That will still be coming. Getting real close to the state line, and Sharp Top Mountain will be the next. One of the steeper climbs in the south on the AT. North Carolina knows how to welcome you. There's Sharp Top. Coming up in about a half mile or so. It's kind of sharp up at the top. Ah, I get it. And just like that, wrapped around to the other side of the mountain. And it is warm as warm could be over here. No cool breeze, and every bit of what feels like 70 degrees. Definitely warm. It will still be warm up high, but I think it's only supposed to be like 60 up around 5,000, so it should definitely start cooling off. And I do remember that I'm going to be wrapping around the cold side of the mountain here a little bit after Sharp Top, so that should make it a little cooler. That's where I have the greatest chance of snow or ice, if there's going to be any here, but I don't know if there will be any or not, since it's been so warm the last couple days definitely had a chance to melt a lot of it off, at least on the trail. So I will see. We will see. The state of North Carolina. Yeah. Georgia is in the bag. Stopping here right after the state line. Pipe Spring. Gonna get some sausage, some cheese, some peanut butter in me. Load up on that protein before climbing up. Sharp top there. Beautiful day. Up here, which is Bly Gap, which is the famous crooked tree. There's some people on horses. I'm not sure what that's all about, because that must not be part of the AT. You can't have horses on the AT. So I'm not sure what that is, but that's pretty cool. I'm gonna eat, and then maybe they'll still be there, and I'll find out what's going on and say hi to some horses. I don't know if you could see it. There's a tree there that's shaking back and forth, and half of it's gone. The reason half of it's gone is because it just fell. My direction, like 10 feet from me. I heard something like crackling, and I'm like trying to eat my sausage. I look up like, oh crud. Like, okay, I'm good, it's going. It's not this far. It's not gonna fall this far. I don't need anything falling on me while I'm eating, or ever, for that matter. Horseshoes. This is where I seen the horses from down below. I was down there. This is the infamous Bly Gap with this tree. Pretty much every thru-hiker takes a picture of it or a video of it. It's almost as famous as McAfee Knob. There it is. Now, start climbing Sharp Top. And I'm curious to see if these horses went up the AT on Sharp Top, or if they went on a different trail, because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have horses on the AT, but maybe I'm wrong. You can out west on the PCT and the CDT, but I don't think you're supposed to on the AT. I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody, except you all. I think they were climbing this trail. It doesn't look like it goes anywhere else. Anyway, Sharp Top, one of the more steeper climbs, commences now. Standing on the summit of Sharp Top, the first mountain in North Carolina, lives up to its name. It's very sharp. Right up there is actually the summit. It drops down here to a saddle, goes back up over here, but that up there is a higher elevation. I just wanted to do this clip in the sun. The good thing is there was no ice and snow anywhere on there, and last year there was some ice and snow, and then later on in a couple of miles it became more ice and snow. So that might be a good sign that there's no ice and snow today, I hope. But the first summit of North Carolina, the doozy welcoming from North Carolina, Sharp Top, is in the bag. Nice little view looking down into Georgia and Hiawassee. More importantly, those beautiful mountains. I can see them forever, even in the haze. Climbing up Courthouse Bald right now, and I think it might be a little steeper than Sharp Top. Wearing this boy out today, yeah. Standing on the summit of Courthouse Bald. Doesn't show up on Far Out, but it does show up on all trails. And the next gap that I come to is Sassafras, and that is the gap in between Courthouse Bald and that one, which is another bald over there. Even though you don't see a bald here. I don't know why it's called Courthouse Bald. Maybe it was bald at one point when they named it. I don't know. But Courthouse Bald and all of its steepness is in the bag. Climbing up again, wrapping around this mountain. I don't actually summit it. It's got a little rockier here. I just passed the area for the last 2 miles that last year still had snow and ice on it because it's the cold side of the mountain where it doesn't see as much sunshine, and it was perfectly fine. I seen one patch of snow that was like 30 or 40 feet off the trail. I mean, not snow, but ice. And that was it. So far, it looks like everything is thawed out. See how it looks 1,000 feet up. I'm pretty much just skirting at 4,500 right now, up and down a little bit from there. But you can see like places like this, where it's real wet. Well, actually, it looks like it's a water source. But still, this water source would have been frozen just a couple days ago. But as you can see, it's pretty dry everywhere. That one section that I'm referring to, the ground was this slippery, very moist mud, which that's what it's like after the ice has melted just recently. So it has just melted off here probably in the last day or two. Perfect timing coming through here. I don't believe in luck, so I'm not going to say I got lucky, but I was fortunate. See what I did there? I'm about, less than 2 miles from the standing Indian shelter. And then it'd be another 4 miles after that to where I'm wanting to go to get to a tent site, which is up standing Indian Mountain, and then back down it, back to about the same elevation of 4,500. So basically up 1,000, down 1,000. And if I was to continue on that way, it'd be about 1,800 more of elevation total. And I just don't know yet because the timing of the day. Don't want to get down, close to dark and then not be able to find a spot and make dinner and all that. So I might stop at the shelter and stay the night. I might stop at the shelter and just eat some dinner and then continue on to that campsite just to get 4 more miles. The dilemma is this. I am planning on getting into Franklin on the same day regardless, because I'm trying to time it so I can have a Nero on a day that's supposed to be an all-day rain. Excuse me. Had a hair in my mouth. What happens when you have a long beard? But that's kind of where my mind is right now, is torn between the two. It's really just going to depend how I feel and what the time of day is and whether I just want to stay there and knock out a big day tomorrow and then the remainder on the following day so I could get into town like 9 or 10 in the morning. Alrighty, continuing on, climbing rocks. At least it's a gradual up and down and up and down and up and down. Not a whole lot of elevation before that shelter, so let's see what happens. The cold side of the mountain, you can still see the little bits of snow here on the edges of the trail, But here's the trail, and that mud is hard. It's still crunchy. I slid through one that was, I hate to say post holing because it wasn't snow. It was just like mud that caved in on the crunchy ice part. But as you can see, this is the first I've seen on the trail, and it's still walkable around. But this is slippery right here because it's not completely thawed out yet. And you could just tell from this particular spot, it does not get any sun. This is dark, dark, dark. And we're at 4,800 feet right now too, so that doesn't help either, because it's definitely dropped probably 15 degrees or so just turning the corner to this little spot. But still nowhere near as bad as it could be. It could be all ice or all snow, and it's not that, just a little crunchy and slippery in spots. Alrighty, about I don't even know anymore, a mile or two to the shelter. Then I figure out if I'm going to go on or if I'm going to stay there tonight. Should be pretty somewhat cruisy. It's going downhill right now, descending from this mountain that I just wrapped around to go up to 48. I think it'll go down to like 4,000, and then I'll go back up another 400 to the shelter. Making the final climb up here to the shelter. Right there in front of me is Standing Indian, which it looks like I will be ascending in the morning. I'm hoping it'll be somewhat clear first thing in the morning so I could get a good sunrise. I still might change my mind and go out after eating dinner tonight. But right now I'm a little famished, need some food. And with the time, it's gonna be dark in about an hour and a half. And I still have about 2 hours to go to the next campsite. So I'll probably just stay here tonight. Still have plenty of time to get where I need to be tomorrow and the next morning to get into Franklin, excuse me. So it is what it is. To the shelter, which is right up there. I go here in the Standing Indian shelter. Right there, Standing Indian Mountain. I'm the only one here, and I'm taking advantage. For some reason, a lot of the stuff in my backpack is damp. I don't really know why. Something must have been wet in there and got everything else damp. So I'm utilizing the sun and the 70-degree weather to dry it out. in the next 30 minutes, at least get it a little drier. And then I'm gonna eat. It's a really nice shelter. I don't normally stay in shelters, but since I'm drying stuff out, I'm not gonna set the tent up tonight. I'm 23 miles from the gap where I'll be picked up for Franklin. And I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I doubt I'll go through tomorrow. I'll probably stop 3 or 4 miles short and go in the next following morning, quite early, the day of rain, to make it a Nero. But I might change my mind and just get up super early tomorrow and just pound it all out in one day and go from there. But here's the Standing Indian Shelter. The water is, this kind of winds down to the trail, then the water goes down there, really nice running water. And then the privy is down there. I'm signing off for tonight. It's still early, it's only 5 o'clock, but it's gonna be dark in an hour, and I don't have enough time to get up over the mountain and then down to the other campsite. So this is where I'll be staying. I'm kind of glad I did now that I've seen everything's damp. I want that to be dried out because I need, with that blister on the back of my foot, I need to put some different socks on. I need them to be dry, not wet, for sure. All right, everybody have a good night. Remember, I'll see you in the morning and live life.